What's going on, Money Circle fam? Hope you guys are having an awesome day. We're walking some dealerships today, but I wanted to make a video on the tariffs right now because it's scaring a lot of people. There's a lot of market volatility going on, and the opportunities because of what's happening with these tariffs have never been better. Just in the past 3 weeks, I've seen massive gains on some of the positions that I bought, and I think it speaks to the fear that people have right now and how much emotional investing is going on. So let's talk a little bit about that. Looking at some awesome, there you go, there's a Urus for you. We got some cool little Lamborghinis and Ferraris coming up, but I don't know, with the tariffs, we might not see as many of these being imported, but yeah, I think we will. I'm giving you guys a hard time, but you know, right now, yes, there's been a pause on the tariffs with China, at least a 90-day, but that doesn't mean that they're finalized at any point in time. Either one of Trump or President Xi, or I don't know if he's called president or not, could come in and say, you know what, deal's off, let's get the tariffs back on. Obviously that hasn't happened, and because that hasn't happened, the stock market has jumped over the past, I think we're going on like 2 weeks now, which is great. It's recovered a lot of the gains that it had initially lost, but now we're on the up and up right now, which is awesome. So there's still a lot of opportunity for buying right now, and this is where you kind of got to discern what you're hearing in the news, and you got to put your emotions aside, because the people that are getting emotional about Trump and, you know, all the division, this is I mean, there's just a lot. There's a lot going on, and I want you to keep your head on a swivel right now, because those people that are paying attention to what's going on are the ones that are going to benefit most. Check these out. These are cool. Are the ones that are going to benefit most. So the tariffs right now, what they're really doing on a deeper level is they're resetting the entire trade market. It's not just the United States trade market. I mean, obviously, yes, we live in America, so you're hearing a lot about that. Look at this. That's sick. I'm not a huge Maserati person, but that's sick. Yes, obviously, that has a huge amount to do with it, but this is resetting trade for the entire world. And that's the bigger picture in all of this, is what this is going to do for our economy, not only in the next 4 years, but for decades to come. Because the fact of the matter is, China for decades has built a plan on taking advantage of the Western economy's consumerism and making products cheaply, quickly, and efficiently. And what that's done is that's caused a lot of companies to send their plants and jobs overseas. And because of that, obviously that doesn't reflect well on the United States. And the point is, you want to bring American manufacturing back to the United States. And so that's kind of the United States angle of it. But really what this does is this opens up trade to all different countries right now. So there's a bigger picture in all of this, and you want to keep your eye and your take the messaging out of it, right? So everything that you're seeing on the news is how this is going to be bad, and we are going to isolate ourselves, and all of this negativity. But if you're somebody like me who looks at the news and you, number one, don't buy everything that they're telling you because they have a narrative to push, but number two, you see the light through the dark. And that's what the tariffs are really doing, is they're giving us an opportunity to see the light through the dark. And here's what I mean by that. We've been getting screwed by not only China, but other countries for a while with the trade deal. It's been lopsided. America's the biggest consumer of all the countries in the world right now. And everybody knows that. It's not a secret, right? So if we continue to consume more than we produce, that doesn't reflect positively on the American economy. So what we have to do is we have to change our strategy and say, okay, how are we going to create trade deals for ourselves that actually help us bring back jobs, help us bring back confidence in the United States, and stop being so dependent on other countries. And that's really the bigger picture thinking that is going to be crucial for those people that, again, are seeing the what's the phrase? You're seeing the pasture through the cornfields, if you will. But the point is this: the point is the resetting of the entire global trade is ultimately the bigger picture in all of this. And so you look at some of the industries that have already been impacted by this. So obviously, American chip manufacturing is at the forefront of this. We've seen a huge jump in AI and technology. NVIDIA's killing it. Tesla's back to doing Tesla things, which is awesome. And obviously, we know that Trump is all about drill, baby, drill, which means it might get a little bit, cackly here. The wind's starting to pick up. I'll see if I can get you guys some better audio. But obviously, drill, baby, drill is something that Trump is serious about. We know that after his first campaign, after his first presidency, that's all he wanted to do, was make America more energy independent, and that's going to continue. And right now, oil stocks have been beat down by the Biden administration, which means that as we start to put the faculties in place for drilling our own oil, what that's ultimately going to lead to is it's going to lead to more growth, but it's also going to lead to more investment coming into the energy sector, right? So there's a lot of moving parts that are being impacted by this, but I guess the point of all of this is you want to take a look at, put the fear aside of the tariffs. Nobody really knows what's going to happen with these. Obviously, we've seen Trump say things where the markets turn negative, and then we've heard him say things where they've turned very, very positive. But the point is, it's going to reset trade. And this fear, what it's done is it's created a massive buying opportunity, and it's going to reset the global market as a whole with the idea of putting America first. Now, obviously, the goal is to create fair trade for every single country, which is why you're hearing more countries say, we want to do free trade deals amongst each other. That's fantastic. So it's having a trickle-down impact that not only is helping the United States set themselves apart from everybody else, but it's also allowing other countries to come to the table and say, we want to do business. Obviously, the United Arab Emirates came forward and said, we're going to invest $1 trillion into the United States. And El Salvador is coming to the table and saying, we want to invest all this money into the United States. And what this has really done is this has created a lot of confidence in the U.S. market, and any country that comes to the table and says we want to do business with America is also going to reap the rewards of these tariff deals. So right now, you want to keep your head on a swivel, because last time we saw an opportunity like this in the stock market was after the pandemic. The pandemic completely changed a lot of things for a lot of people, and it created a huge buying opportunity. So don't allow your emotions to win right now. You should be investing, because as soon as that button is pushed, and as soon as Trump says, okay, tariffs are done with all of these countries, the people that were sitting here saying this is a bad idea and we shouldn't be doing this and we shouldn't be isolating ourselves and he's going to screw this whole thing up are the ones that unfortunately are going to be suffering the most, because they're the ones that panic sold. They're the ones that waited on the sidelines until all of this blew over and their portfolio could be up 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. I mean, already I've seen my stock portfolio go up 40, 50, 60% in a very short period of time, and it's not going to stop. But it's because I've learned to put my emotion aside. And so what I would encourage you to do is put your emotion aside, because these tariffs are necessary. They need to happen in order to keep America as the number one economy in the world right now, but not just an economy of consumerism, because that's what we've become. We need to be producers as well, which creates a lot of opportunity for a lot of different industries in the United States. So again, we could talk about, tech, we could talk about the food industry. We could talk about pharmaceutical industry. There's a lot of different industries. We get the oil industry, steel, all that stuff, right? Like, we are bringing all that back to America, which is creating a huge investment opportunity for a lot of different Americans. So pay attention. Don't buy into the fear. Don't buy into the isolation. Don't buy into the left versus right. Don't buy into any of it, because those people that are seeing the, I'm going to say, fields through the cornfields, I guess, or whatever I said earlier, those are the people that are going to win the most. So keep that in mind. These tariffs are not a bad thing. They're very necessary. And if you can just keep your head on a swivel, don't allow yourself to get emotional, and just continue to invest, it's going to change the rest of your life. So I hope you guys liked these cars. We're on to BMW now. We passed some Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and they have Bugatti dealership, but I never see any Bugattis here. But I love walking past this place, because dream building is something that, and this is a sidebar for you, dream building is something you should be doing, because dream building creates a mindset of belief within you of going, okay, I could eventually afford that. And the more you believe that you can afford something, the more your brain works toward that common goal of being able to afford it. So that's why I walk around these dealerships. I'm lucky enough to have these. This is like 2 blocks from where I live, which is super cool, right? So, in the awesome mountains over there too. But the moral of the story is, keep your head on a swivel. Continue to invest, and continue to disregard your emotions. The emotional investors right now are unfortunately the ones that are manipulating a lot of the market, and that's okay, because when their fear is in there, we're buying. And if you're buying right now and you're buying these dips, you're going to be handsomely rewarded year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. So glad I can make this video for you guys. Let me know if you guys like me recording these in the parking lot of these awesome dealerships, because I do. It's super cool. But yeah, this was kind of spur of the moment. So I appreciate you guys, and have a good rest of your day.